my third layout for the Build-A-Page series, which we're also following the Off the Board series this month as well. So I just showed you the inspiration for today's layout. That was chosen by Moira. She went into her Pinterest board, found a piece that she really liked and shared it. We've all done that, so all of our layouts for this month are going to revolve around an inspiration piece, an inspiration photo. Sheila picked kind of a fun, like almost mood board type inspiration picture. So lots and lots of fun. I like when we're able to do a series like this where we all are kind of working with something similar, because it's really interesting to see how we all have our own personal take on whatever it is that we're sharing. So follow along, go and check out all of the ladies' layouts and their kit building videos and stuff like that. All of the links are down below, so you can go and do that. Also, the master playlist link for Off the Board is also down below, so you can check out. Everybody picks their own inspiration pieces off of their own Pinterest boards throughout the month, so everybody's is a little bit different, but it's still really fun to see what somebody might be choosing and how it's inspiring them. So not everything is scrapbooking related. I know I definitely try to go through my boards and pick things from various different boards, my food boards and my different occasion boards, Christmas, Easter, that kind of stuff. I've got a Pinterest board for quotes, and I've got a Pinterest board for photography and just all that kind of stuff, home decor, home renovations. And so I like to go through all of them and see if something jumps out at me that maybe isn't anything to do with scrapbooking, but in some way inspires the design of a layout or the color scheme or whatever it might be. So that's a great playlist to go and follow through. You're going to get tons and tons of ideas, and I just find it kind of interesting to see how people's brains work and where their creativity comes from. So kind of a good Pinterest, or sorry, not Pinterest, kind of a good playlist if you're in a bit of a rut, because I think that you'll be able to see a lot of creative process. So definitely click that link. The inspiration piece that we're using today, or that I'm using today, we're not all going in the same order with our inspiration pieces, but we're just all going to be using each other. So after the 5 layouts are done from all of us, you'll be able to go back and kind of see how we all used each other's pieces to inspire different layouts. So what really stood out to me from the piece that Moira shared was obviously the colors. There's lots of green, which is my favorite color, so I definitely appreciate when I can use lots of green. And then of course you have those beautiful reds and just these warm colors. I get kind of late summer into fall vibes with this picture. And then I also really like the geometry of it. So just the way that the arch is kind of framed, it creates a bit of a tunnel effect. So there's that point at the center. I think it's just slightly lower than center of the picture. So you have this like focal point, and yeah, I just really like a lot of different elements about it. So what I was kind of inspired to do first was find a cut file that would somehow mimic that arch. I actually thought I had one that was almost identical to the way that arch is set up, but I couldn't find it. So this is what I decided to pull out, was this cut file here. It gives me the same sort of feeling. It has sort of a circular shape to it, obviously, and it has straight lines to it, and then there's a focal point. And so this one's a little bit more symmetrical and not really an arch, but I still kind of got the same feeling from looking at this one. So I went ahead and used some spray mist just to color it black, because that's what it is in the Pinterest photo. And so I wanted that definitely to kind of play in, and I wanted you to be able to see that is something I intentionally did. So I almost always cut my cut files out of white cardstock, because I just feel like it's the most versatile that way. So I just went ahead and used some spray mists and got that to be a nice shade of black that I really liked. Let it dry, and then I pulled out all of the papers from the kit that I put together. The green paper, I knew right away I wanted it to be my background paper. That is a Paige Evans paper. And so that one I had pulled out. I think it's the only full 12 by 12 that I put into this kit. Then the other two, the bird one is also from that same Paige Evans collection. I kind of liked it because it had these little pops of color, and I wasn't quite sure what picture I was going to pair with it while I was putting the papers together. So I thought those little pops of color kind of, could tie into a few different types of photos. And then the flower paper is actually from Vicki Boutin. And I really liked that one because it could be kind of summery, but it could also be a little bit fallish. Those flowers kind of have like a sunflower color to them, but they're not quite a sunflower shape. So I just thought they were a good match. Plus they're a warmer tone. And this picture definitely has those warm tones in the reds that are in there. So I was kind of going for that same feel with my papers. I didn't really have a plan for how I might back the cut file or any of that kind of stuff. I just pulled all of those elements out because they gave me a general feeling that the picture gave me. And then here, my picture, I also looked for something that was taken in September because for me here in Canada, September definitely is the transition between summer and fall. And where I live, September could already be snowstorms and full on winter. And we kind of skip fall, or September could be just an extension of summer and we could still be getting, temperatures into the 30s. So it was that perfect kind of moment in the year that I felt matched the picture or the Pinterest picture. So first thing I did after I let that cut file dry, I just went ahead and backed it with my 2 pattern papers. I wasn't sure if I needed to go and try and find another pattern paper. While I was putting the kits together, I didn't really find a paper that was the right kind of red that I was looking for. I know I've said this before. If you go back through all my videos, especially Christmas ones, I repeatedly say that I struggle to scrapbook with the color red. I don't know. I'm wondering if, because green is my favorite color and red is the complement or the contrasting color to green. Is that why I don't like red? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I struggle with red. I don't often gravitate towards collections that have a lot of red in them. I don't have a lot of red papers. And so I would have had to go through a lot of my stash to try to find something that I felt was the right red that you see in the Pinterest piece. And so I didn't put one in there. I left it with these 3 pieces and I figured I would somehow come up with an idea to fill in where I needed to have some red or even warmer colors. Like I thought maybe I pulled out these die cuts from Paige Evans. I thought maybe there would be some oranges and yellows and that kind of thing. And maybe not necessarily full on red. But as you can see, I went through it and I didn't really find a ton of stuff in there except that really nice dark green, what are we going to call it? Like a label. That worked really good. That's going to be my title. So it's just going to get popped right there. And yeah, I really like that. But other than that, I did not use anything else from pretty much any of the embellishments that I put into this kit. I did add a few of the little stickers off of one of the sticker sheets, but you can't really see them, and they could be there. I've left them there, but I could take them off and it probably wouldn't change the layout in any way. So I did kind of have to put this one down and take a step back and really think about what I wanted to do. And then I started to go through some of my sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps and pulled out a few different ones. But the one I end up using has this beautiful pop of ruby red in the sequins. It has all the same kind of tones of color that are in the Pinterest photo, but the red really pops and is super fun and vibrant and pretty. And so I thought this is going to work really good, even though it's not mostly red. There's enough red in there that it really does give this beautiful pop, but there's also creams and greens and that kind of thing. So I absolutely love how this ended up turning out. I haven't done this technique very often, where you just cover a whole large portion of the paper and then put all of the sequins on it. My fingers definitely got super messy, but it is really fun to do. So you can see I've just got my glue bottle. That's just the larger bottle of tacky glue that's usually in my fine line, but it was running low, so I decided to use the full bottle. And so I just put a thin layer of that down on the paper and then stuck all those sequins to it. And that is it. That is my layout. It turned out so great. I think it's really beautiful and shiny, and I love it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all of the links down below. And until tomorrow, happy scrapping. Bye.